Welcome to our time together on the Parsha. As you can see, tonight is the fourth night of Hanukkah. We have the privilege of lighting 4 of the 8 candles. It's right in the middle of Hanukkah, the wonderful Yom Tov of lights, of festival lights that remind us of the nace, the miracle that happened so many years ago, 2,181 years ago. And this week's Parsha, of course, is Parshas Miketz. One of the central events of Parshas Miketz is when the brothers come down to Egypt to buy, ostensibly, to buy food. And it says that Vayerdu Achei Yosef Asara, that the brothers of Yosef went down, 10 of them, Lishbar Bar Mimitzrayim, to acquire provisions from Egypt. Now Rashi comments at the very beginning that it's interesting to note that the pasuk says that the brothers of Yosef went down to Mitzrayim. It doesn't say the sons of Yaakov. It says the brothers of Yosef. And Rashi comments and he says that's because they regretted what they had done 22 years before when they sold Yosef, and they intended to find him and to make amends. You know, one of the great questions about Hanukkah is the famous question that the Beis Yosef asks at the beginning of Hilchos Hanukkah. We know that the miracle of Hanukkah was that they found a jar of oil, and there was enough oil to last one day, but instead it lasted 8 days. And so we light 8 candles. The Beis Yosef asks, wait a minute, there was enough oil to last one day, so since there was enough oil to last one day, really the miracle was only 7 days. Why do we light for 8 days? And there are a number of answers. One simple answer is that each day only 1/8 of the oil burned, and so each day was a miracle. Another answer is that at the end of the first day, the entire oil was left over and not one drop was used up, and so it went even till the 8th day, so that each day subsequently became a miracle. There are many answers. In fact, there's a sefer called Ner Lemeya, which actually has 100 answers as provided by Rav Yerachmiel Zeltzer Zecher Tzadik Levracha. And this beautiful sefer has 100 answers. One of the many answers, I don't know if it's in that sefer or not, but I have an interesting take on this I'd like to think about, and that is, the fact we know that they could have lit the menorah even without having pure oil because Tumah Hutra B'tzibur, because Tumah is permissible amongst the congregation. That means if the majority of the community is Tameh, which of course they were at the time, you don't have to use Tahor oil. You can use Tameh oil, impure oil. So why did they search so much for that one cruse of oil that was Tahor, that was pure? That's the point. And you know what's interesting? They didn't give up. They knew we could get away by compromising and going a little bit less than lichatchila, so to speak. We could make things a little bit easier on ourselves. But they wanted and searched, despite the overwhelming evidence that there would be nothing left over for them that would be pure, because the Greeks defiled everything they could in the Beis HaMikdash. But they did not give up, and they said, we're going to find it, we've got to find it, we've got to find it. That in and of itself is a miracle. The fact that Klal Yisrael did not give up and searched and made it their business, we are going to find one pure cruse of oil that's tahor completely. That in and of itself is a miracle. The fact that the Jewish people didn't give up. If somebody is sold into slavery in a foreign country today, we don't even know where he's going to end up. Do you think that there's a trail that 22 years later somebody would be able to pick up and through clues find the one they sold or the one that was stolen or taken away? But the brothers, they had an inside something in the DNA that said, we made a mistake, it's true, but we're not giving up. We will not rest until we find Yosef and bring him back, just like the miracle of Hanukkah. They wouldn't rest until they brought him back. And we know the end result of the story in next week's Edra, they in fact did find Yosef. And they did once again unite as brothers. As we mentioned at the beginning, it's 2,181 years since 3595 when the miracle of Hanukkah took place. We're still lighting that menorah every single night. Another candle added, mahadrin min mahadrin. No matter how difficult it's been over all the years, even in the darkest times of Jewish history over the last 2,000 years, Jews have maintained to light the Hanukkah menorah. We don't give up. Yosef's brothers, the tribes, didn't give up. Yosef didn't give up. The people in the time of the Greek onslaught, the Hashmonaim, did not give up. And we are the descendants of that great heritage. And we do not give up. Wow, what a happy Hanukkah it is that we read Parshas Miketz, that our forefathers, our ancestors, the 12 tribes didn't give up. We don't give up. The Jewish people are eternal. We're going to succeed. We are facing always difficult times, but the Hanukkah lights remind us that Klal Yisrael has a bright future, and we do not give up. That gives us a sense that this is truly a light-filled Hanukkah. Let me take the opportunity to wish you all a wonderful, wonderful Shabbos and a wonderful, light-filled and happy Hanukkah. A Chag Sameach on the terrific stick-to-itiveness of the Jewish people, that we don't give up. And this Shabbos and its Hanukkah and it's also Rosh Chodesh should bring only light to all of you and to all of Klal Yisrael. Good Shabbos.